Creatives. I just wanted to show you guys today how to go about creating your own cartoon character in Vector. Okay, for me, I believe that you have to design, and multiple sketches, etc. to get something going, and so I whipped up something this afternoon, and I'm going to go and locate it right now. It's called Cat JPEG. So if I go to File, Place, and I go to my desktop, and I look for Cat JPEG, I can place this image and click it where I want it. Now, as you can see, this is huge, and so I need to come down here, and I can zoom away, or Command 0, center up the artboard. I can go Command Option Spacebar, and I can zoom away with multiple clicks, Command 0, or I can go to Command and negative to reduce scale. Okay? And that's how I can pan away and see what I'm doing here. Now, because it's got the bounding box on this, let's get our terminology right. I'm going to click on this, I'm going to hit the Shift key, and I'm going to drag it up in proportion so that I don't end up with a skinny cat. So click and hold, Shift key, drag it in, let go of your mouse, or your stylus, or your pad, and then take the Shift key off. Command 0. Now I'd like to work on this center. It's just my attention to detail, kind of a flaw, I guess, but that's not a flaw in graphic design. I'm going to cut this, Command 0 to center it up, Command V, and then go to my layers. Now over here again, these are our layer palettes, and remember, layers always are so important because I'm trying to train you for an entry-level position at this point, or to refine some of the skills that maybe you already have, but just another way of approaching it. But good habits to get into right off the bat is making sure that you name your layers, and look at your layers maybe as a stack of cards. Again, layer 1, I'm going to double click, I'm going to name it as I always do, image, and then I will lock this layer. And then down here I can click a new layer, or I can go up here and I can go and create a new layer. Either way works. This way will bring up this palette that gives you more options. And red for this particular layer assignment is good, and I'm going to name this silhouette. And that's it. I don't need to dim it. I don't need to lock this image because I need to work on it. So with that, go to my pen tool. I can go up here, or I can simply hit the letter P, which is a quick key to grab and to draw up your pen tool. And I'm looking at this, and I'm going to go and I'm going to start right here. So Command Spacebar to get into the area with a marquee selection. And I'm going to click here, and remember, beginning of a curve, end of a curve. Long, gradual curve, click and drag, clicking and dragging. And then I'm going to hit the Option key while I hold this click, Option key, pull it out to the left. Now, I don't want to have any fill, and I don't need a stroke because I've got the red line that's indicated based on the fact that this is on this particular layer. That's going to be indicating where my vectoring is occurring. Just real quickly, I hit this layer here, and if I wanted to move this drawing aspect from the silhouette layer to layer 3, I can simply grab this dot over here, and I can grab that dot and I can move it up there, and notice how everything turns green again. I just want to make sure that I reiterate these things to keep them going, reaffirm what we've taught already. I'm going to grab that for now and put it back down here, and I don't need layer 3 at this point, so I'm just going to click on it, hit the trash can. So I'm on the silhouette layer, I've continued to draw, and look over here, if I click and draw, over here this is not connected to this, so I will Command Z, which is the quick key to undo, and whenever you draw and for some reason you have to go off to do something else or whatever, make sure that you put your pen tool here and look for that slash mark. The slash means that you have to click here to continue and continue with the continuous line. Spacebar to move this. Now this is an S-curve. An S-curve is really easy to do. The approach is to go here, grab this, Option key, or I'm sorry, the Command key will draw back, or will draw up the white direct selection tool. And you can see that I'm pulling that out, and I can modify this. Okay. Longer the handle, and as you can see, this needs to be pulled up a little bit more, and I'm going to continue with this drawing first. So Option key, I'm going to pull this handle down and around, click and drag, Option key because this is a corner change of direction, click and drag, Option key, and I'm going to make sure I go back here with my Command key because it's the tool that I chose prior to the pen tool. Every time I hit the Command key, it allows me to go here and grab this, and this is where I can go and make this more accurate. Let go of this, come back here. The slash occurs, that means I have to click here and to drag to continue my drawing. Another S curve. Option key, pull it around, Command key, pull this down, and grab this one as well. Your white key is the only tool you want to be using to manipulate length of handles. The slash doesn't show up, so I can continue drawing. Click and drag, Option key, click and drag. And again, I'm looking at the drawing here and I'm making aesthetic decisions excuse me, as I'm going through this. And right now, this is a big squiggly line because I drew this at kind of a small size, and just it's a good rule of thumb to allow yourself some flexibility. Your drawing isn't going to be 100% all the time. Although I do some really tight renderings sometimes, and I use those and it goes faster. Sometimes you just want to crank something out and get it going and decide on the fly. So again, if you notice, I'm going beginning of a curve, end of a curve. Long, gradual curve, beginning of a curve, end of a curve for the anchor point placement. Holding the click, Option key, pull it around. I want this to be kind of graphic, so I'm going to go and skip this bevel and just go really nice and smooth. And I'm making another modification right here with the fur because I want those whiskers not to interfere. Did you catch what I just did there? I don't want them to interfere with the whiskers. I don't want these to terminate and create a tangency. Okay, click and drag, Option key, click and drag, Option key, spacebar. This is going to be a change of direction, I think. Click and drag, give me the flexibility to move this handle independently. There's a gradual curve right here. Come down here, can I do this? Option key, pull the handle around, Command key, pull this anchor point out, and this is another S. And that's close enough for my use here. Okay, let's see, right over here, click and drag, Option key, pull it up and around, click and drag, pull it back, click and drag, Option key, click and drag, and I'm always pointing the direction that I'm traveling. And short handles because I don't want handles to be overlapping and causing chaos. Click and drag, and close the shape. There's my silhouette. And there's a stroke on it, or I can just grab the stroke and drag it in there if I want to see the silhouette. Get rid of my stroke. Okay, so there's that. It's pretty nice, I like that. Lock this, put the eye out of it. And that's the first step. Step one is to draw the silhouette for our cartoon character.